Week 12 of the fantasy football season. Here's a few running backs I have as sleepers this week. The first back, Ty Johnson of the Buffalo Bills. So Ty Johnson, we know he has that passing downs role with the Buffalo Bills. Thursday night game he plays here. Tomorrow is Ty Johnson. And the last 2 out of 3 weeks, he's had double-digit fantasy points in PPR leagues. Week 9 versus the Chiefs, 2 catches, 12 yards, 2 carries, 8 yards of rushing touchdown. Week 10 at Miami, a rush, 2 yards, 2 catches, 24 yards. And then last week in Week 11 versus Tampa Bay, a carry, 9 yards, and 2 catches, 61 yards, and a touchdown. So I know, obviously, it's a little fluky on 2 or 3 touches. He's still putting up some fantasy points, is Ty Johnson. But they like him a lot on third downs and passing downs, even though James Cook has improved a little bit on passing downs and found the end zone last week with a receiving touchdown for this Bill team. But if you're in deeper leagues and you need someone that could go out there and possibly be a spark, he's a flex option. Well, like I said, deep 16, 18 team leagues here, Ty Johnson could be a good sleeper for fantasy owners out there in 98% of fantasy leagues. Next running back, Devin Neal of the New Orleans Saints. Devin Neal as well out there in 98% of fantasy leagues. In week 10 before the bye week, had an okay ball game with 6.1 fantasy points in PPR leagues, 4 carries, 22 yards, 3 catches, 9 yards. We know Kendre Miller, he's out for the season, going back a month ago for this New Orleans Saints team. Alvin Kamara, he's been banged up all season long, but playing through it, and I think his better years are behind him. And also as well, Devin Neal, he could catch the football out of the backfield, even though that was a specialty of Kamara for many seasons, but we just haven't seen it this season. So this week, if you're in a pinch and need a running back in deeper leagues, he's out there, like I said, 98% of fantasy leagues, and a good matchup versus the Falcons that give up the 4th most fantasy points to running backs on the season. And the final running back, Keaton Mitchell of the Baltimore Ravens. Keaton Mitchell, we've seen him go out there and have some decent ball games throughout his career, but injuries have always been a problem, and he's missed extended period of time every season, it seems like. In the last 4 weeks, he's back in the lineup, and I know he's not getting a lot of touches, but at least he's generating some touches in this offense, trying to get back to 100% healthy as well. Week 9 at the Dolphins, 4 carries, 11 yards, a catch, 7 yards. Week 10 in Minnesota, 4 carries, 31 yards. In Week 11 at Cleveland, 6 carries, 31 yards, 2 catches, 23 yards. He had more of a role in that Week 11 game, 8 touches. And this week could be a matchup where they're up early and often is Baltimore. In the second half, they bring in some of the bench guys, and that's where Keaton Mitchell could come in and make some things happen, I believe. He's got a good yard per carry in the limited touches he's had throughout his NFL career. He's got speed, and they liked him for many seasons, but like I said, injuries have held him back. But now that he seems healthy and his touches are going up weekly a little bit as the backup to Derrick Henry, especially on those passing downs, I think Keaton Mitchell in a good matchup where in the second half of the game they could go to the bench versus the Jets is a sleeper option this week, and he's available right now in 97% of fantasy leagues. That's a few running backs I have as sleepers for Week 12 of the fantasy football season.